Violence in Haiti is getting worse.
U.S. authorities now warning all Americans still in that country to get out now.
Haiti, a small Caribbean nation just 700 miles away from U.S. soil, is currently facing a crisis of unimaginable proportions. Criminal gangs have become more powerful than the country's state security forces, launching attacks on prisons and the airport in the capital city, Port-au-Prince. This has forced businesses and schools to close and driven an estimated 15,000 people from their homes. The situation has escalated to the point where experts are calling it a low-scale civil war. This has now led the Haitian government to send a worrying message to the U.S. In this video, I will tell you the message that the Haitian government has sent to the U.S. Haiti sends message to the U.S.
The country of Haiti is under a state of emergency tonight after President Jovenel Moise was assassinated early this morning.
In the aftermath of the tragic 2021 assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moise, Haiti has plunged into a vortex of chaos and uncertainty, grappling with the lingering scars of this appalling event. To stabilize the country and prepare for upcoming elections, Haiti's interim government has made a stunning request for U.S. troops. This plea for military support aims to protect key infrastructure and prevent further violence and destruction. The request brings back memories of Haiti's tumultuous history, particularly the last presidential assassination in 1915, which led to a two-decade-long American military occupation. Mathias Pierre, Haiti's elections minister, defends the request, highlighting the weakness of the local police force and the need for assistance to prevent the country from descending into chaos. While the request has been received, the Biden administration has yet to indicate whether it will send troops. As the situation unfolds, Haiti's future hangs in the balance, and the international community must decide how to respond to this urgent call for help. Haiti, a nation located in the Caribbean, has a long and complex history. It has faced numerous challenges, including political instability, poverty, and natural disasters. In recent years, the country has been plagued by gang violence and a weak local police force that lacks resources and capacity to maintain law and order. This has created an environment of insecurity and fear among the Haitian people. The assassination of President Jovenel Moise in 2021 sent shockwaves throughout the nation and further destabilized an already fragile political landscape. President Moise's murder exposed the vulnerabilities within Haiti's security apparatus, as the attackers were able to penetrate the president's residence posing as U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration agents. This brazen act of violence has left the country in a state of chaos and uncertainty. To prevent further violence and protect the nation's infrastructure, Haiti's interim government has turned to the United States for assistance. This request for U.S. troops is not without historical precedent. In 1915, following the assassination of President Villebrun Guillaume Sam, an angry mob dragged him out of the French embassy and beat him to death. In response, President Woodrow Wilson sent the Marines into Haiti, justifying the American military occupation as a means to avert anarchy. In addition to the request for U.S. troops, Haiti has also reached out to the United Nations for assistance. A letter was sent requesting troops and security at key installations. The international community now faces a critical decision on how to respond to this urgent plea for help. The assassination of President Jovenel Moise sent shockwaves not only through Haiti, but also across the international community. As more information emerges, it appears to be part of a murky international conspiracy. Among those arrested are two Haitian Americans, one of whom had previously worked alongside actor Sean Penn following the devastating earthquake in Haiti in 2010. Additionally, more than a dozen former members of Colombia's military have been detained or killed in connection with the assassination. The suspects involved in the attack were recruited by four companies and traveled to Haiti via the Dominican Republic, according to Colombian officials. The involvement of U.S.-trained Colombian soldiers in security firms and mercenary armies is not uncommon, given their experience in the country's long-standing war against leftist rebels and drug cartels. The sister of one of the deceased suspects, Duberny Capador, revealed that her brother, a retired sergeant from the Colombian army, was hired by a private security firm. He believed he would be providing protection for powerful individuals in Haiti. The employer in question is CTU Security, a company based in Doral, a Miami suburb popular among Colombian migrants. CTU Security's president, Antonio Intriago, is affiliated with several other Florida-registered entities. After the investigations, questions remain about how the perpetrators were able to penetrate the president's residence, posing as U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration agents. The Haitian authorities are focusing on individuals who may have had ties to the criminal underworld, which has thrived amidst corruption and drug trafficking in the country. country. The power of gangs has grown, leading to the displacement of thousands of Haitians as they fight for control over territory. The involvement of private security firms and the recruitment of former military personnel raise concerns about the extent of their connections and the motives behind the assassination. The Haitian people and the international community are demanding answers and justice for the heinous crime committed against their president. As the investigation continues, the Haitian authorities are seeking to interrogate members of President Moïse's security detail, including security coordinator Jean Laguel Civil and Dimitri Herard, the head of the General Security Unit of the National Palace. The responsibility for the president's security is being questioned, as it remains unclear how the attackers were able to meet little resistance during their assault. The widow of President Moïse, who was critically wounded in the attack and flown to Miami for surgery, issued a statement implying that her husband was killed for his efforts to develop the country. She expressed concern that there are other individuals who seek to undermine his vision and ideology. In the aftermath of President Jovenel Moïse's assassination, Haiti finds itself embroiled in a power struggle between the interim government and lawmakers. A group of lawmakers has challenged the authority of interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph by recognizing Joseph Lambert, the head of Haiti's dismantled Senate, as the provisional president. They have also recognized Ariel Henry as the prime minister, who was selected by Moïse but had not yet taken office or formed a government at the time of the assassination. This political turmoil further exacerbates the challenges faced by the Haitian population. Poverty, gang violence, and a lack of basic services have plagued the country for years. The assassination of their president has shattered any sense of security and protection. The Haitian people are desperate for stability and a way out of the chaos that has engulfed their nation. Hundreds of Haitians have gathered outside the U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince, pleading for assistance and a way to escape the country. Women carry babies and young men wave passports and ID cards as they cry out for refuge and help. Their plea is a stark reminder of the dire situation they face and the lack of opportunities and security in their homeland. This country has nothing to offer, says Thermidor Jome, a 36-year-old Haitian. If the president can be killed with his own security, I have no protection whatsoever if someone wants to kill me. The desperation and fear among the Haitian people are palpable as they yearn for a better future and a chance at a life free from violence and uncertainty. What is happening in Haiti? Fast forward to 2024, and the latest episode of violence erupted on February 29th when Prime Minister Ariel Henry flew to Kenya to seek support for a UN-backed police force to combat the gangs. Little did he know that chaos would ensue in his absence.
In Haiti, at least a dozen people have died in attacks in the last day. Gunmen targeted homes in several neighborhoods of the capital, including those that had been peaceful until now. The unrest has surged as gangs vie for control.
Heavy gunfire echoed across the capital city of Port-au-Prince as prominent gang leader Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier announced that his group, G9, was joining forces with other gangs to pressure Henry to step down. The streets became a battleground as the gangs unleashed their fury. Finance Minister Patrick Boivert, serving as Haiti's acting prime minister in Henry's absence, declared a state of emergency on March 3rd. The situation had spiraled out of control, and drastic measures were needed to regain control. In an effort to restore order, officials imposed an evening curfew to take appropriate measures, but the violence continued to escalate, leaving the nation in a state of fear and uncertainty. On March 5th, with Prime Minister Henry still in his role, but not in the country, Cherizier issued a warning. He stated that if Henry didn't resign, and if the international community continued to support him, Haiti would be headed towards a civil war that could lead to genocide. The stakes were high, and the fate of the nation hung in the balance. Cherizier made it clear that the destiny of Haiti should not be decided by a small group of rich individuals living in luxury hotels. He called for a paradise for all or a hell for everyone. His words resonated with the desperate and marginalized communities who had long suffered under the weight of poverty and corruption. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Henry found himself unable to return to Haiti due to the violence that had closed the main international airports. He sought refuge in Puerto Rico after being barred from landing in the Dominican Republic. The situation had become so dire that even neighboring countries were closing their doors. The United States, a key player in the region, urged Henry to step down and move forward with a political process that would establish a presidential transitional council and pave the way for elections. The international community recognized the urgency of restoring normalcy to the people of Haiti. Haiti is home to an estimated 200 gangs, with 23 main ones believed to be operating in the metropolitan area of Port-au-Prince. These gangs have gained control over large portions of the capital, with some reports suggesting they now control up to 80% of the city. The gangs gangs have become more financially independent thanks to smuggled firearms and ransom payments from kidnappings. This financial independence has increased their power and influence as the weakened state has been unable to effectively combat their activities. The present-day gangs in Haiti possess a much higher degree of military capacity than those seen a decade ago. This has largely been driven by their ability to acquire high-caliber weapons, completely transforming the ecosystem of violence in the country. A 2023 UN report revealed that recovered weapons destined for Haitian ports included .50 caliber sniper rifles, .308 rifles, and even belt-fed machine guns. These weapons have given the gangs a significant advantage over the under-resourced police department. The gangs' control over the capital has allowed them to establish their own territories and enforce their own rules. They extort money from businesses, engage in drug trafficking, and carry out kidnappings for ransom. The population lives in constant fear of their brutal tactics. The gangs' increasing power and influence have further weakened the state's ability to provide basic services and maintain law and order. Schools and businesses have been forced to close, leaving the population in a state of despair. The gangs' control over key areas, such as the airport and prisons, has further destabilized the country. Their attacks on these institutions have not only resulted in the release of dangerous criminals, but have also hindered the government's ability to maintain control. The gangs' rise to power can be attributed to the combination of government corruption, economic instability, and political unrest. The lack of effective leadership and the absence of elected officials have allowed the gangs to fill the power vacuum. The international community's efforts to provide assistance have so far fallen short, leaving the Haitian people to suffer the consequences of this escalating crisis. The situation is dire, with thousands displaced and a rising death toll. The people of Haiti are caught in the crossfire of a power struggle between criminal gangs and a weakened state. Even asylum seekers fleeing to the U.S. have been turned back. Migrants sent back to Haiti.
The U.S. has started clamping down on asylum seekers at the border, sending the first wave of migrants, mostly Haitian migrants, back home on planes. Thousands and thousands of migrants have spent days camped out under a bridge in Del Rio, Texas.
On Thursday, the U.S. Coast Guard intercepted a group of 65 Haitians who were desperately trying to flee Haiti by boat. Instead of providing them with the sanctuary they sought, the Coast Guard made the shocking decision to send them back to Haiti, as confirmed by the agency's statement. This incident is just one of many that highlight the U.S.'s ongoing policy of repatriating Haitian migrants intercepted at sea. Gerline Joseph, a prominent human rights advocate and co-founder of the Haitian Bridge Alliance, has been at the forefront of raising awareness about the unfair treatment of Haitian asylum seekers. She argues that there is a specific disdain when it comes to Haitian migrants, with the U.S. prioritizing deterrence over the protection of human lives. Joseph points to the increased deportations and alleged mistreatment of thousands of Haitian migrants who were previously massed under a Texas bridge in 2021 as further evidence of the U.S.'s unfair stance. These incidents paint a grim picture of the treatment of Haitian asylum seekers who are left to suffer in the face of violence and persecution. The gang's takeover of key infrastructure, including ports, airports, and the largest airport in Haiti, has created a situation that is nothing short of horrific. With limited access to basic necessities and the constant threat of violence, Haitians find themselves trapped in a cycle of fear and despair. Despite these alarming conditions, the U.S. continues to send them back to their homeland. The Department of Homeland Security justifies these interdictions at sea as a means to preserve human life by discouraging Haitians from embarking on dangerous maritime journeys. They argue that the Coast Guard's primary mission is to preserve human life at sea. However, critics argue that this policy fails to address the underlying issues that force Haitians to risk their lives in search of safety. It is important to note that the migrants intercepted at sea are often found on distressed boats, with their lives hanging by a thread. They are in desperate need of assistance and protection, yet instead of providing them with a lifeline, the U.S. chooses to send them back to a country plagued by violence and instability. Since October 1st, 2023, a staggering 131 Haitians have been repatriated by the Coast Guard after being intercepted at sea. These numbers highlight the scale of this alarming policy and the impact it has on the lives of Haitian migrants. Former President Donald Trump, known for his controversial statements, accused President Joe Biden's border policies of leading to a mass exodus of Haitians to the U.S. However, there is no evidence to support this claim. In fact, with gangs in control of key ports and the largest airport, it has become increasingly difficult for most Haitians to leave their country. The Department of Homeland Security maintains that the number of undocumented migrants coming directly from Haiti to the U.S. remains low. They state that irregular migration flows through the Caribbean are minimal. According to their policy, non-citizens who do not have a fear of persecution or torture torture, or a legal basis to enter the United States are subject to immediate repatriation. The shocking reality of the U.S. continuing to send Haitians intercepted at sea back to Haiti, despite the violence in their home country, has raised serious concerns among Haitian advocates and human rights activists. The plight of Haitian asylum seekers and refugees remains a pressing issue that demands attention and action. The decision to repatriate Haitian migrants intercepted at sea has a profound impact on their lives. Many of these individuals are fleeing extreme violence, political persecution, and dire economic conditions in Haiti. They embark on dangerous journeys, risking their lives in search of safety and a better future. However, instead of finding refuge, they are met with the harsh reality of being sent back to the very place they were trying to escape. Families are torn apart as loved ones are forcibly separated during these interdictions at sea. Children are separated from their parents, siblings from each other, and the bonds that hold families together are shattered. The emotional toll of this policy cannot be understated, as families are left in anguish and uncertainty. Upon their return to Haiti, these migrants face a bleak future. The gang-controlled country offers little in terms of safety, stability, or economic opportunities. Many find themselves in overcrowded detention centers, where conditions are deplorable and access to basic necessities is scarce. The dreams of a better life are shattered, replaced by a harsh reality of violence and despair. The violence that plagues Haiti only intensifies upon their return. Gangs roam freely, terrorizing communities and instilling fear in the hearts of the Haitian people. These returnees become easy targets, vulnerable to extortion, kidnapping, and even murder. The U.S. policy of repatriation puts their lives at risk, subjecting them to further harm and trauma. The impact of this policy extends beyond the individual migrants. It affects entire communities in Haiti as the returnees struggle to reintegrate into a society plagued by violence and instability. The already fragile infrastructure is further strained and resources become even scarcer. The burden falls on local communities to support and provide for these returnees, exacerbating an already dire situation. Haitian advocates and human rights activists have been tirelessly fighting for justice and fair treatment for these migrants. They argue that the U.S. has a moral obligation to provide protection to those fleeing violence and persecution. The policy of repatriation not only violates this obligation, but also perpetuates a cycle of violence and despair. Protests have erupted both in Haiti and in the United States, with advocates demanding an end to this unjust policy. They call for a more compassionate approach, one that recognizes the dire circumstances faced by Haitian migrants and provides them with the protection they so desperately need. Despite the outcry, the U.S. Coast Guard continues to intercept Haitian migrants at sea and send them back to Haiti. The question remains, why does the U.S. persist in this policy despite the overwhelming evidence of the violence and instability in Haiti? Some argue that the U.S. is prioritizing deterrence over humanitarian concerns. By repatriating Haitian migrants, the U.S. hopes to dissuade others from embarking on the dangerous journey, believing that it will discourage future migration. However, critics argue that this approach fails to address the root causes of migration and ignores the urgent need for protection and assistance. The devastating impact of the U.S. policy of sending Haitians intercepted at sea back to Haiti cannot be ignored. Lives are shattered, families are torn apart, and hope is extinguished. It is a stark reminder of the urgent need for a more compassionate and just approach to the plight of Haitian migrants. DeSantis, prepping for Haiti migrants.
And Governor Ron DeSantis is taking action to make sure Florida is prepared for a possible mass migration.
The chaos and violence in Haiti have raised concerns among officials in Florida that it may trigger a surge of migrants attempting to come to the U.S. by boat. While the U.S. Coast Guard has not yet observed an increase in the number of Haitians attempting the hazardous crossing, Governor Ron DeSantis is taking proactive measures to ensure Florida is prepared. He has announced the deployment of over 250 officers and National and State Guard troops to the southern part of the state. Folks in Haiti are living in complete panic. Supermarkets don't have food. People are running out of food. There's no electricity. Communication is very difficult, and people are living in fear. With over 500,000 Haitians residing in Florida, the state has long been a primary destination for those fleeing political turmoil and economic hardship on the island. The crisis in Haiti is closely monitored by the large Haitian American community, and the situation on the ground is dire. Tessa Pettit, director of the Florida Immigrant Coalition, has been in touch with people on the island and shares their concerns. Governor DeSantis believes that the deployment of Guard troops and law enforcement officers will help intercept any migrants attempting to come from Haiti to the U.S. by boat. These intercepted migrants will then be turned over to the Coast Guard. DeSantis cites the situation in Haiti and the brutal reports coming out of the country as reasons for taking these measures. He wants to ensure the safety and protection of Floridians.
Given the situation that's happening in Haiti, some brutal reports that are happening, We want to make sure that we're protecting Floridians.
Governor DeSantis made these remarks at a news conference where he also signed measures to crack down on undocumented immigrants in Florida. Later that day, in an interview on Fox News, he reiterated the potential threat to Florida posed by a surge of migrants from Haiti.
We want to be prepared. I was asked today at our press conference, why are you doing this when there has not actually yet been a massive influx? And I say, what are you supposed to do? Wait for it to happen? So we're putting our assets in place to be able to defend the state.
The Coast Guard has reported intercepting and returning about 130 migrants to Haiti since October. However, they have not seen a rise in interdictions since the recent violence began in Haiti. Despite this, Governor DeSantis remains committed to being prepared for any potential wave of migrants. The narrative now is that immigrants are the enemy. We're the criminals. We're the thieves. We're the drug dealers. It is unfortunate and sad to see that the state that has the largest Haitian community, that's how our governor is responding to it. Pettit expresses disappointment in the way Governor DeSantis and other Republicans are framing the humanitarian crisis for one of the U.S.'s closest neighbors. She believes that the current narrative paints immigrants in a negative light, perpetuating stereotypes and fear. If he wanted to send law enforcement to do something productive as opposed to for show, then he would work with our federal partners to make sure that they're helping screen not just at our ports, but at a lot of the private places along the Miami River where we know these things are coming from. State Representative Dodie Joseph, who was born in Haiti and represents a district in North Miami, calls Governor DeSantis' talk of being prepared for a wave of migrants political grandstanding. She believes that if DeSantis truly wanted to address the issue effectively, he should focus on closing the pipeline of guns from Florida that is arming gangs in Haiti. Seeking asylum or refugee status is not something that is criminal. It's legal, and treating people like criminals with these kind of detention policies, be they at Guantanamo or elsewhere, is quite frankly unacceptable. Joseph emphasizes the importance of treating Haitians humanely if there is a surge in migration. She expresses concern about plans to possibly house Haitian migrants intercepted at sea at the naval station in Guantanamo, Cuba, and believes that seeking asylum or refugee status is a legal right that should not be criminalized. While Governor DeSantis acknowledges that a wave of migrants in boats might not materialize, he believes it is crucial to be prepared. In recent years, more Haitians have come to the U.S. over the southern border than by making the hazardous boat crossing to Florida. That brings us to the end of this video. For more interesting videos like this, click on the cards on your screen.